Hello everyone, my name is Hughes Richard Pascal. So I'm back. So I'm gonna tell you how I would teach this grammar if I had to in a classroom. So it's all about, as you can see, the objective of the class today is about practicing positive and negative imperatives to give instructions, order, or command, as well as advice and recommendation. The first thing I would do in my classroom is this following. I would pretend like or I'm coughing or I have a headache and to see exactly what my students' reaction would be. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I would, they would tell you, teacher, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, just to see exactly if they're on point. And once I finish doing it, I'll go ahead and show them these pictures. I'll tell them, guys, imagine, you know, you go to a place. Sometimes you go to a place, people don't talk to you, or they don't have enough money to put somebody at that place or that specific place to talk to you. So our people use signs, and sometimes we use body language. So let's say, for example, you go to a place and you see those pictures. What do you think they mean? Of course, in groups, I would give them some minutes to share their ideas, right? To tell each other what they think each picture means. And after that, I'll pick some students to tell me exactly or to share um, some students to share their ideas with the whole class. All right. And once we finish with this, of course, you will see some students say, okay, wash your hands for coronavirus because nowadays people are talking about coronavirus. That's what we've been talking about for a couple of months. So once we finish with this, I'll go ahead and ask them about the difference between infinitive and base form, just to make a brief review to make sure students are going to understand the grammar when I have to explain it. So I would not talk that much. I'll let them talk. And when they finish, I'll ask them to tell me what they think. Pick some students to tell me what they think. And I would not talk. Right? I would just go straight to the next step. I'll tell them I mean, according to you, um, you you have a bunch of verbs, right? Which ones do you think are infinitive and which ones do you think are? I'm sorry about it. So when they finish, I would go ahead and tell them the difference between infinitive and base form. I would not go ahead and use some, you know, difficult vocabulary like infinitive is like uninflected, something like that. No, I would just go ahead and make it short, clear enough so that they could understand. I would tell them, okay, guys, what happened is when we talk about infinitive, we see to plus verb, and when we talk about base form, we don't put to, we remove to. So after they do this, I would go ahead and correct them, and after that, I would go over the same activity to tell them exactly, okay, which verbs here are infinitive and which ones are base form. And once they finish with this, I'll go down to this picture. I'll tell them, okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at these pictures. Uh, what do you think is happening in the pictures? So they would talk like between them. Okay, they would talk, give them time to talk, and once they finish, I would give them like 2 or 3 minutes to do so. And once they finish, I would go ahead and pick some to share ideas with the whole class, of course. And after this part of the class, I would not correct them because there is no wrong answer. Okay, so let's go to the next step. I would ask the students which of the picture expresses like an instruction, which one can we use for, okay, which person is giving instruction in the pictures, which one is giving a positive order or negative order. Just make them think like doing some approaches to before you explain the grammar. And when they finish with this step, I will jump to the next step, which says which sentence expresses instruction, positive order, negative order, and recommendation or advice. So they would read like turn left on that corner, bring me some coffee, please. Don't smoke here, or don't smoke in here. Don't drink coffee. And you have negative order, instruction, positive order, and recommendation. I would ask them to match them in group, and after that, I would pick to see how how well what they did in the exercise. So after that, it will be my time. I would explain this to them like less than 5 minutes, I think, because everything is almost clear. I would tell them, okay, guys, remember that we use imperatives to give positive or negative instructions. When you're giving instructions, turn left, turn right. Or Dominican people always say fondo, fondo, just to make them laugh a little bit. So tell them some good joke just to, just to kill the stress. So, and after that, I will let them know that when we are going to order, when we go to a restaurant, we want to order something at home, you want to order something, a command, we can use imperatives. And when you want to give advice, which is also called recommendation, we can use um, imperative as well. For example, don't drink coffee. That's a negative order. Take a pill. It's a positive order. See a dentist. See what I mean? And number four is so on. I would let them know exactly instructions and also recommendations like wake up early, take a shower, and go to school. That's a recommendation. I'm telling you what would be the solution of your problem if you're getting late to class every day. All right. And once we finish with this, of course, I would ask if there is no questions, or I'll go ahead and continue with my class. If there's a question, I'll go ahead and repeat in a simple way. Let's go ahead and check the activity. Which activity I would use for the class to explain the grammar. So in a piece of paper, I would ask students to write down two health problems that they have. It doesn't have to be true. Just imagine, just put something. And in that piece of paper, I would pick it up. So I would pick them up. Right? I would exchange the piece of paper. And I would ask the students now to write recommendations for the problems. Right? And I would walk around the class to check to see exactly if they're doing a good job or not. If they need help, I would help them out as well. And once they finish with this, I'll go ahead and put these following pictures on the board. I would ask them to write recommendation for these following problems. You have one person, he says it's 2:08 in the morning, a.m. So I would ask them to give recommendations for that young boy who cannot sleep at night. And the next one, you have a young lady, I think she has the flu. I would ask them to give recommendation for her as well. And before to finish the class, what I would do is I would put those pictures on the board, right? I would ask the student to act out, like pretending, like stand up, right? Stand up, pretending that you have one of the problems. Act out the problems, like hey, if if you're going to act, the first picture here, touch your wrist, touch your foot, right? You know, act. You know what I mean? And students love that. They would act. Feel your wrist. Right? Oh my God! Right? They would probably say, don't play basketball, don't play tennis, don't play volleyball. You know what I mean? Since they are studying physical education, they would say that. They would definitely say that. I know for sure, right? Headache, try to be, make it funny. So that's what I would ask students to do, just to role play the grammar to see exactly how well they do it, and I would walk around to just not. I would not let them know that I'm paying too much attention to them, but I would go ahead and walk around the class to make sure everybody is practicing and they're doing a good job. And that will be it. And I thank you so very much. It was me. Thank you so very much for your attention. That's how I would teach the imperative form, positive and negative. Thank you.